just go ahead and sit down either on your pillow or on your roller. I'm just gonna have a seat on my pillow. And you can sit crisscross, or you could sit with your pillow beneath your knees like this, kind of in a kneeling position. Whatever's comfortable for you. We're not gonna be here for too long, but just for a couple minutes. And I want you to grab your bands or your belt, something that you can open your arms out nice and wide with. So it could be a belt. If it's not stretchy though, if it's in a strap or a belt, just be mindful that it's going to be slack for some things and then you'll pull it taut for other things. So we're going to start with just a little breathing. Take your hands nice and wide in a comfortable place for your shoulders. And we're going to pull on that band or strap and just take a nice deep inhale as you lift the arms up. Trying to get as long through your spine as possible, and then relax the shoulders and bend your elbows and just try to shave off the back of your head. We're not going to go any lower than that, just down the back of the head. Now we're going to bring the elbows forward like this, and we're going to push the head back into the band just a little bit, kind of gliding your chin towards your throat. Feel that little stretch in the back of the neck, and then we're going to open back up to that goalpost shape. We're going to lift the arms up again, take another inhale, and then we're going to keep pulling on the band as we exhale, bring the arms down. And again, inhale, lifting up, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, bending the elbows, opening that collarbone and chest. And then inhale, bring the elbows forward, press the head back. And open the arms. Exhale, inhale, lifting up, stretching the spine. Exhale, bring the arms back down. 2 more times. So we're really just trying to get some breath all the way up and down the spine, and then exhale, bend, opening that collarbone and chest. And inhale, pull the elbows forward, press the chin back. Exhale, open the arms up, open the chest up. Inhale, reaching up on those 2 diagonals. You can lift the shoulders, lift the spine, and then drop the shoulders as you bring those arms down. Very nice. This time we're going to lift the arms up one more time. Take a little side bend over. Trying to keep both of your sit bones down. Inhale, stack up the spine, relax the shoulders, and exhale, stretch. You can pull on that band a little bit. Inhale, stretch back up. Relax the shoulders. And side bend over. Stretch and lengthen back up. Relax the shoulders. The band's slightly in front of me, so it's not behind me here. I want my shoulders to be able to drop down the back. And stretch back up. Now this time we're going to try to take this bottom hand all the way to the floor. If you need to pull on your band like this, you can, or if you can side bend that far, go ahead and lean. But try to keep this half of your body, this hip, anchored down. When you get there, we're going to reach that top arm forward and feel the stretch down the back. Breathe into that. And then we're going to reach the top arm backwards just a little bit, looking back over your shoulder. Now that might be too intense, so just keep it in a range of motion that feels good. And again, rounding forward, reaching the arm forward. Feel the stretch down the back. And inhale, opening that collarbone up, looking behind you a little bit. And one more time forward. And one more time back. And this time back to center. And pulling your spine back up. Relax the shoulders again. And side bend to the other side. So you can bring that bottom hand to the floor. And we're going to take the top arm forward and feel the stretch, that reach from your fingertips down through your sit bone on that other side. And then opening the chest, looking back at your hand a little bit. And rounding it forward. Inhale. Open it up. Take another breath in here. Open the chest, expand the chest forward like you're really proud. And exhale, round forward. And one more time, opening up to the back. And then come back to your side bend. Pull yourself back up and bring both arms down. And just give your hands a little circle. Grabbing onto that band starts to make my hands get a little tired. Now hold on to the band with your palms facing up. Elbows pulled into your sides, shoulders relaxed down your back. Now we're just going to gently grip it, not with all your weight, but just a little gentle grip. And we're gonna try to pull on it as you open that collarbone up and then release. Now my elbows are trying to stay into the body, so I'm not taking them out to the side and then pulling. Pull the elbows in, drop the shoulders down, and then pull. And it's gentle. Hopefully you're using a not too heavy band. These are small rotator cuff muscles that we're using here, so we don't need to push it too hard. And let's do a few more. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale and release. Inhale, open. Exhale and release. We're gonna hold the next one open. And let's just turn our head to the right and center. Keep it open, turn your head to the left. And center and release the arms. Give the shoulders a little circle. Drop the shoulders down, elbows anchor into your waist, and then pull on the band and look to your left and center and to your right and center and release the arms. Good, and give your shoulders another circle. Very good. So now we're gonna do just a little twisting. And I'm gonna have you take your arms out in front of you again. We're gonna keep the right arm steady, but we're gonna take the left arm and try to pull behind you and then back to center. And switch and pull the other arm behind you. Keep growing taller through the spine. Try to relax the shoulders down away from the ears as you lift the spine up and twist. And release back to center. And twist and lift through the spine. And release. Feel how your shoulder blades move towards the spine on the arm that's moving. So it's not just your arm moving, it's your shoulder blade moving around your back. And then come back to center and bring the arms down. And again, give the shoulders a little gentle circle. Very nice. All right, so now we're gonna put our hands on the ground, come out of that seated position, and we're gonna grab our rollers, and we're gonna lay on the roller now. So we can do a little core strengthening, a little balancing. So you're gonna slide that roller under you, lay down all the way on your back. Let your spine just settle into the roller for a moment. And make sure that your head is fully supported by the roller, your tailbone is fully supported down there at the other end. And you can take your arms a little bit wider apart, your feet a little bit wider apart. We're just gonna start to kind of melt our bodies a little bit to the right as your head rolls to the left. And then you're gonna switch and roll your body to the left as your head rolls to the right. Very gently stretching along the spine. Let's find the breath here. We're gonna inhale over to one side. Exhale as you come through center. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale as you come back through center. Inhale, rocking. Just letting the weight of your body pour over. And letting the weight of your head roll from side to side, keeping that neck relaxed. And then one more back to center. And once you come back to center, we're gonna now move the spine a little differently. We're gonna be flattening our back, pressing that lower back into the roller, and then rolling back to neutral. So as you exhale, sink the belly, sink the spine, like you're trying to pull your belly button away from your t-shirt or away from your top. And then you're gonna roll back to neutral as you inhale. So it's not using your glutes and hamstrings at the moment. Keep those as relaxed as you can, but really try to just hollow out the abdominal wall. Down, 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 pulling it so you can get into those deep belly muscles. And then releasing back to neutral. And just feeling that gentle stretch of the lower back as you exhale. Imprint the spine. Inhale and release it back to neutral. Now let's find your pillow again. See if you can put that pillow between your knees. So you have to walk the feet a little closer together so that your knees and feet are parallel. And then give that pillow a little squeeze as you flatten into that lower back, sinking and scooping out the abdominals. And then release back to neutral. Do that 2 more times. Little gentle squeeze on the pillow, hollowing out the belly. So you might feel a little inner thigh, a little pelvic floor, maybe a little bit more glute. And release back to neutral. Inhaling, and one more time, exhaling as you squeeze that pillow, flattening your lower back into that roller. and release back to neutral. Good, take that pillow out now. And just keep your feet kind of close together as we take one leg up to tabletop. We're gonna really stabilize the spine. So we're not flattening the back here, but we're trying to feel that drawstring tighten. So you do want the belly muscles working the same way they just did a moment ago, but you wanna keep your back neutral and try to pick up the other leg. So we're balancing here. Arms can come out wider if they need to. But we're gonna see if we can either flex or point the toes, depends on how your toes are feeling this morning. We haven't warmed them up yet. But you're gonna reach one toe down very slowly. Doesn't have to touch the mat, but you're gonna go as far down as you feel stable. And switch, try the other side. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, trying not to wobble on that roller. Now if this is feeling really super challenging, you can make these smaller, or you can keep one foot on the ground at all times and just do a little march. So you're lifting one leg up and then the other leg up. Because that's still working on those stabilizing muscles around the spine. But if you feel like you can do the tiny steps with both legs in the air, keeping that spine nice and stable, really focusing on how those tiny muscles around the spine prevent the spine from moving. And one more on each side, tapping lightly. Inhaling up and tapping lightly and inhaling up. Let's bring your left foot down. Keep the right leg up and see if you can lift that left arm up. So you have opposite arm and leg lifted in the air. And now we're gonna inhale and reach them away from each other. And we're gonna exhale, bring them towards each other. Letting the shoulder relax in that socket and letting the leg relax into that hip socket. So you're not gripping in your joints here and here. You're gripping here in your center, in your core. So we're reaching away without letting the spine change and moving the leg and arm towards each other. Inhale away, exhale towards. Really finding stability through your spine, but letting the shoulder joint and the hip joint feel nice and free to move. Reaching away as you inhale, bringing it back as you exhale. And one more reach. And one more bringing it back. And then go ahead and lower that foot and that arm down. Just relax the whole body for a sec. Release the muscles around the spine. Take a breath in. And then you're gonna exhale, engage those stabilizers around the spine and pick up your left leg. See if you can float that right arm up. Now if it's too challenging with both the arm and leg up, just try it with just the leg or just the arm. But we're gonna inhale as we reach away, stabilize, 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 and exhale as we come back up. Keep the feeling of the hip and the shoulder soft. We're not gripping there, we're gripping more around the spine, keeping the spine stable. Feeling freedom in the hip and the shoulder. Inhale, reaching away. Exhale, bring it back. You can also have a flexed foot here again if you're cramping through the toes. You don't need to worry about the foot so much. And one more, reach away as you inhale. Bring it back to center as you exhale. And then we're gonna slowly lower the leg and slowly bring that hand back down to the floor. Very nice. So walk your feet apart now just a little bit. So again, you have this nice wide base, feeling pretty stable. Arms are gonna come out to the sides. And we're just, actually, no, arms are gonna stay close to you. We're gonna draw a little circle with the shoulders so we can release those shoulders a little more. So inhale those shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Feeling the breath moving up and down through the body as you circle up. And exhale down. Rolling the shoulders forward and then up. And back and then down. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now reach those fingers up to the ceiling and flip the palms inward. Keep the shoulders heavy. And just try to take the left arm out to the side slowly without letting it pull on your spine. And then bring it back up. Now we're going to take the right arm out slowly without changing anything in the rib cage or the pelvis or the spine. And the left arm's gonna reach out slowly. And come back up slowly. And the right arm's gonna reach out. And bring it back up to center. Now try that again, but walk your feet a little closer so they're more parallel. And it's gonna challenge your balance a little bit more to slowly take that arm out to the side, making you have a little weight off to the left and then come back up to center. And letting that right arm go off to the side. And slowly back to center. Try to feel heaviness through your rib cage, heaviness through your sacrum. And one more time on the right. And coming back to center. Now let's just try it one more time. Try to walk your feet and knees all the way together. This is gonna be a challenge, so go slowly and keep those legs squeezing together. Feel that corset wrap around your spine. And slowly, take that arm out to the side and back to center. Notice how your body wants to compensate. See if you can really find stability from within. I almost fell off on that one. And again, I'm going to go even slower. And you might not be able to take the arm quite as far away from you. You might have to just take it halfway out. And back, and one more time. This one definitely takes more concentration. You might notice one side feels a lot easier than the other side. I need to practice this one. All right, bring those arms back down. Walk your feet apart again. And instead of, let's bring the arms back up actually. Instead of taking the arms out to the side, we're gonna reach the arms up to the ceiling. Taking a nice deep inhale as you stretch up and melt the shoulders back down. Spreading out the collarbone, relax the arms. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, draw the shoulders down. Let those arm bones feel heavy. And one more time, reaching up. And relaxing the arms down. Now keep the arms relaxed and just rotate the palms to face your legs. And take a breath in for nothing. Just take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, ribs are going to stay heavy, but arms are going to go over the head slowly. Try not to pop the ribs up or change the spine. And then bring the arms back up as you inhale. Relax those shoulders again. And exhale, take the arms over your head, only as far as they want to go. You don't have to go as far as I'm going. Just see what kind of stretch feels good here. And inhale, bring the arms back up. Shoulders dropping into their sockets. And one more time, arms are going back. Now we're going to let the arms stay back, but we're going to allow the ribs to lift up a little bit. So I'm arching my back away from the roller. Arms are reaching back towards the floor a little more. And now as you exhale, bend your elbows out to the goalpost position again. And try to let your ribs drop down. So arms are probably going to float away from the floor as you draw those ribs down into the roller. If this is too much stretch, bring the hands closer to you, bring the elbows closer to you. Or even put your fingers on your shoulders so you can spread out the collarbone this way. But if it feels good to let the arms hang out to the sides, just stay here for 3 breaths. Letting tension melt away from the collarbone and the shoulders and the chest. Make adjustments as needed. If your arms need to be lower or higher, closer to you, farther away. Find what feels good to your body. And take one more breath there. And now as you're exhaling, we're going to pull the elbows into the sides of the roller and bring the palms all the way back down to your sides and rotate the palms onto the floor. And now we're going to pick a side. We're going to melt onto our backs, just sliding that roller out from under you, push it away from you and lay down all the way on the floor. Ah, that's good. We're just going to stay here, but we're going to pull the knees into the chest, open the knees apart just a little bit, and take a little rock on your back. Feel that length through your lower back Your tail's kind of curving upwards towards the ceiling just a little bit. Just give your back a little massage. Good. Now hold on to your shins a little lower and lift your head up between your knees. See if you can curve into a little ball and then roll back down and inhale, relax. So we're trying to reach our chin to our chest as we lift the head. Sink the belly into the floor and press your lower back into the mat. And just relax your shoulders. And roll back down. We're trying to kind of create this C shape of our spine. And try that one more time. Hi, puppy. And curving up. Chin to chest. And lowering down. Thanks, Jackson. Now we're going to use that curved shape of our spine to start to rock and roll up to a seated position. So we're going to lift the head off the floor, shoulder blades off the floor. Start to press your shins and your knees away from you so you can start to rock on your back. Trying to keep your belly scooped inward to keep that rounded shape in your lower back. And see if I can bring you all the way up. Taking my time. Come all the way up, lift your shoulders, relax. See if you can hover your feet above the floor. Good, and then we're gonna roll back again and come all the way back up to this position. We're gonna inhale back and exhale all the way up to that position. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. If you're really curving your spine as much as you can here, you might also want to put a towel under your lower back if it's flattening into the floor, or if it's hard to round through that part of your spine. You can fold up something and put it there. But if you're really rounding your spine, this should feel fairly simple. It shouldn't feel like a very complicated exercise. But if it gets flat and then it makes it kind of hard to get the momentum back up, that's when you have something that needs to go into your lower back. It's also helpful to think of your tail lifting off the floor as you roll back. Lift the tail and then come up. And try one more. Lift the tail and come all the way up. Separate your feet apart. Take your feet kind of wide apart so it's comfortable for your hips. And just grab onto the backs of the legs and try to lift your spine. Relax your shoulders down your back. I'm going to turn back to the side, but that's where we are. We're trying to lift our spine up. If you need to take your feet farther away from you to feel that, that's fine. I just want you to feel like it's not gripping in your hips too much. So lift, lift, lift that spine up. Breathe in. And as you exhale, just start to curve your tail under you. Sink your belly back and roll to the back of your pelvis. And just see how that feels to your body. Roll back up. Lift the spine. And try that again. Exhale. If it feels okay to your body, see if you can go back just a little bit more. You can slide your hands down your legs if you need to. And then slide your hands up your legs. Lift your spines up. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale again. Sink the belly back. Rolling down to maybe your waistband this time if you can. And then trying to come back up from there. Inhale, lengthen the spine. One more time, we're going to come all the way down now. Just hold on to your right leg and pull your right knee into your chest. Grab onto the front of your shin and let your head come down. Good. Our left leg is going to reach out in a moment, but we're going to first pull ourselves back up to that ab curl. Keep my hair up. So we're going to lift our heads up towards our knee. Relax your shoulders down and extend your left leg out. Your leg can be up here too if that feels more comfortable. But try to reach long through your leg. And then you're going to switch. Reach long through your other leg. You can hold on to this left leg and pull yourself towards it a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Now we're going to go a little faster. We're going to inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. And pull both knees in. Roll your head down. Relax your neck. Roll it from side to side if that feels good. So I just heard this great quote. I think it's Romana that says this, but she's one of the sort of Pilates gurus. She says you want to juice it. So, or I think that's what she said, something about juicing it or getting as much juice out of it as you can. So when we do that kind of exercise and we're squeezing the leg in, you want to feel like you're juicing yourself, squeezing all the juice out of it. And then let's try that one more time, feeling that feeling of juicing it. All right, so we're going to lift the head up this time. Both knees are in. Stretch the left leg out. Pull the right knee and then kind of squeeze your body out. Squeeze one. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. And pull both knees in and roll your head down. Now hopefully juicing it felt a little better. All right, so now bring your feet down to the floor. Let's find our pillow. Place that back between your knees. And we're gonna hold on to the back of the head now. So you've got a nice rest for your head and your hands. Elbows are gonna lift up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are gonna relax down. And we're gonna try to keep our pelvis neutral. So instead of letting our lower back flatten into the floor, you're gonna keep your lumbar curve. You're gonna keep your pelvis flat. And we're gonna squeeze that pillow as we lift our head, neck, and shoulder up. Don't let your pelvis tilt towards you. And then roll back down, inhale. So we want to make sure that our head is really heavy in our hands. So let's just pick up the head a little bit off the floor first. Relax your shoulders and just drop the weight of your head back into your hands. Elbows are reaching upward. Now use your abdominal muscles as you squeeze your pillow. Use your abdominal muscles to lift you up a little higher. And then roll back to just where your head is, relaxing in your hands. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze your pillow and lift. Inhale, relax back down. Keep your pelvis neutral. It doesn't mean you're trying to arch your back. It just means you're not letting your pelvis tip. And roll down. And two more. Exhale, curl. Squeeze the pillow. And inhale, let your head feel heavy in those hands. And one more time, squeeze the pillow, curl. And roll it down and rest. Good. So we're gonna add a little twist onto that. So just watch for a moment. We're gonna have you squeeze the pillow, stay neutral in the pelvis and curl up. And then we're gonna twist. We're gonna inhale, rotate. And exhale, center. And we're gonna stay up there and rotate. And exhale, center. So let's do that together. So keep your head heavy in your hands, elbows lift up, shoulders drop down. Take a big breath in. Squeeze the pillow and then curl head, neck, shoulders up. Stay there. Twist to the left. Inhale. Exhale, center. And twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale, center. Twist to the left. Exhale, center. And to the right. Keeping your pelvis stable. So you're not twisting your knees or your pelvis. One more time to the left. And center. And one more time to the right. And center. And lengthen back down. All right, good job. Let's take those arms nice and wide. You can push your rollers out of the way. You can either keep that pillow between your knees or take it out. I'm gonna keep it and let my knees roll all the way over to the left. My head's gonna try to roll to the right. It's okay if your right arm is not touching the floor here, just trying to open up that chest a little bit. If you do have the pillow between your knees, give your pillow a little squeeze so you feel a little extra stretch along that waist and hip. One more breath here, and then use your bottom knees to squeeze the pillow and push you back up to center. And then we'll let the knees go all the way over to that right side. Try to get the knees on the floor first, and then let your left arm reach back behind you. Giving your pillow a little squeeze. If it's too much stretching this way, feel free to make it more comfortable for your body. You can put the roller under your knees if you need to. You can put the pillow under both knees to let the knees rest on the pillow. Make it work for your body. And take one more breath here. And then we're going to push with our bottom knee back to center. And come back to center. Keep the pillow between the knees, or place it back between the knees. And we're going to do a little bridge here. So I want something to squeeze between the knees. And we're gonna just press down through both feet. We're gonna squeeze our pillow and we're gonna sink the belly. So we're gonna roll up into our bridge today. We're gonna pull the spine down into the floor. We're gonna lift the tail and just go up a little bit this time. Keep your hands on your tummy for a second and just kind of sink the belly downward as you try to lift the tail upward. And then roll back down, melting into the floor. Let's try one more with our hands on our tummy. So relax the shoulders. Squeeze your pillow, sink the belly down, exhale. See how high you can get as you're exhaling, because that exhale really helps you drop through the front of the chest, through the front of the belly. And then you can inhale at the top, and exhale, begin to peel slowly back down through the bones of your spine and back into neutral. Now just let your arms relax by your sides. I'm using my pillow here. And try that again. Sink the belly down. Imagine you have your hands there to help you press your spine into the floor first, and then lift the tail up. Find your glutes. Only go up slowly so you can feel your spine bone by bone lifting off the mat. We don't want to arch our back, so don't push your ribs up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Keep a little squeeze on the pillow. And release back to neutral. Now take away the pillow and find your band. And some of you have those loopy bands, those are great. We're gonna put it around your legs and tie it in a bow. So keep your knees together as you're tying yourself up. And if you have a magic circle at home and that's close by, you could also use a magic circle. But just something to push out into rather than squeeze it into. So feet apart a little bit. We're gonna press out into our band, and we're gonna do a neutral bridge. So we're gonna find that stability around our spine, like we're bracing our spine, giving it a hug, and then we're gonna squeeze the bottom. Try to feel the squeeze first before you lift the hips, and then keep squeezing the glutes, keep squeezing the glutes, keep squeezing the glutes. Keep pressing out into your band or your circle, and lift as high as you can go without arching the back, without using your hamstrings too much. Keep it in your bottom. And then come back down. And when you come down, you're just lowering your hips down. You're not rolling down through the spine. So sometimes it's helpful if you put your hands on your hip bones here and your ribs. I've got my thumbs on my ribs and my fingers on my hips. And you're keeping that the same as you lift up. So it's not stretching apart, but it's also not dropping down and getting closer together. That distance stays the same as you lift, and it stays the same as you lower. Let's try that 2 more times. Squeeze your bottom, press into the whole foot. Make sure you're not rolling to that outer edge of the foot, but you do want to push out with the knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the glutes, and then lower down, straight down to the floor so you're not rolling down. Last one. We're gonna stay up there and do a little dance party with our hips at the top. So we're gonna squeeze, lift the hips up, and we're gonna do a little lift, more with the right hip and then down, and then more with the left hip and down. So you're pushing the right hip up higher and down, and left up higher and down, and right and lower and left, and switch now, left and lower and right and lower and left and lower and right and lower. Now both lift and lower, lift and lower. 2 more, lift and lower. 1 more, lift and come all the way down. Releasing your glutes into the floor and pulling your knees into your chest. Slide the band away from you, off your legs. Let's untie it now so it doesn't get too permanently tied there. And we can slide legs straight on the floor. Actually, just slide your left leg straight on the floor. And try to right, mailman. Try to lift the right foot into the band. Covering up your toes, crisscrossing around your foot. That's enough. That's enough. Good. So you're covering up your foot. Or at least not enough. And pull your elbows down into the mat, shoulders down into the mat. And it's okay if the right leg is bent for now. We're going to move the foot. We're going to try to point and flex the foot. So we're warming up our ankles, point, and flex the foot. Point. If it feels good to straighten that leg, feel free to straighten it. Point, and flex the foot. Now keep it flexed and just start to circle. So you're pointing as you go around and then going back to that flexed foot. Point and circle. Point it around, flex as you come back. Point and flex. Now reverse. Point and flex as you come around. Point and flex. Be quiet. Oh my goodness. All right, so flex your foot now. We're gonna now bend the knee and push that heel towards the ceiling. You can also do this with your left leg bent if your hamstrings are super tight. Just inhale as you bend, exhale as you push. Inhale and exhale. And we're gonna add on to this now and stretch. So now we're going to inhale, bend, and as you push up through the heel, start to point the toe. And then flex and bend. And push and then point the toe. And flex and bend. So you start by reaching through the heel and then reach through the toes. And bend. One more time. And push and point. And flex and bend. And this time we're going to push and point and press down. And lift up. And flex and bend. So we're adding on. Flex and point, and press, and lift, and flex and bend, push and then point the toe, pressing down, and lifting up. So you really feel all those muscles in that lower leg working. Point and press, lift, and flex, and bend. Let's inhale here, and exhale, press down. Lift up and flex. One more time. Press up. Point the toe and down. And lift it up. And flex. Good job. Let's open up that band. And let's put your other foot in there. Try to cover up the ball of the foot, the toes if you can. If you can, pull the elbows down. If you're holding something tighter, you might not be able to. But do the best to keep your collarbone open. You can either slide that right leg out or you can bend it. But we're just going to start by pointing the toe and flex. And as you start to point, you can push through the ball of the foot and then the toes, and then pull the toes back and then the foot back. So you're kind of articulating through the bones of the foot. Moving sequentially. Heel, ball, toe, toe, ball, heel, heel, ball, toe. Toe, ball, heel. One more time. Heel, ball, toe. Toe, ball, heel. Now start to circle the ankle. 1, 2, pointing around and flexing back. 3, 4, and then go the other way. Point and turn. And 2, and 3, and 4. And we're going to bend the knee, inhale, and press up through the heel, and inhale, bend, and pressing through the heel, keep those elbows pulling towards the floor, and bend, and stretching that leg, trying to keep your bottom heavy on the floor. One more, bend, and stretch. Now let's add the point, and then flex and bend. And push through the heel and then point the toe and flex and bend. Pushing through the heel and point and flex and bend. And one more time, heel, ball, toe, and flex and bend. Now we're going to add that leg pressing down. So we're going to go heel, ball, toe, and press. And lift. And flex and bend. And push through the heel, ball, toe, and press down. And lift up. And flex and bend. And push through the heel, point the toe, press down. Lift up. And flex and bend one more time. Press through the heel and point through the toes and press down. And lift up and flex and bend. Very nice. Take that band off your foot. Stretch both legs down on the floor. Just notice how your legs feel. Notice how your feet are feeling. Notice how your hips and pelvis are feeling. Hopefully they feel okay. Now we're going to try to do a roll up here. So if roll ups are easy for you, go ahead and try the traditional roll up where you're reaching the arms forward, lifting the head up, looking at the toes, and trying to roll through the spine to come up. You could also put that pad under your lower back if you know you can do it with a pad under the lower back. And then we're going to roll back down. If the traditional roll up does not work for you, here are some alternatives. You can grab one leg. You can press that one leg down towards the floor to help pull you up. If that works, make sure you do it on both sides at least once. If you want to try a traditional roll up and you get stuck right about here, you can also grab the back of your thighs, push your elbows into the floor to get you through that lower back. Really sink your back ribs back towards the floor and then keep reaching forward. And stretch. And roll up. Now let's do one more. Roll back. And down. Reach those arms over the head. Stretch the spine out. Nice and long. And curling up. And we're going to stay up this time. Stretch over the legs for a moment. And then rolling up through the spine. Relax the shoulders down. Good. So I'm going to have you take your feet apart. And I'll probably face you for this. And if you want to slide your pillow under your bottom so that you can really sit up tall, that's a nice way to help you feel like your spine is lengthened rather than kind of sitting on the back of your sit bones. That's especially if your hamstrings are tight or if you're feeling really grippy in your hips. Oh, I lost my hair tie. Oh, there it is. So whatever you're doing, you want to be sitting up tall. So you can modify by bending the knees or sitting up even higher on pillows, but just make sure that you're sitting up tall. Then take those arms out to the sides of the room. Try not to move your hips or your feet. In fact, you can imagine your feet are pressing against two walls here. And you're going to lift and twist the spine. And then you're going to try to reach towards your foot. Just reach and twist. Keep bringing that back arm behind you as you reach the front arm forward. And then come back up. Inhale. So I'm not having you go into full saw yet, which is where you try to kind of saw off your leg a couple times. I just want you to start to reach down towards the leg and keep pressing back that back arm. So you're getting that twist in the rib cage. That's the most important part with the saw. And then come back up. Inhale. Actually, the most important part is the breathing. So we're going to exhale as we twist, like we're wringing ourselves out. Twist. And then come back up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate and saw. And come back up, really working that back arm to press it behind you. And up. Now let's add on the sawing part of it. So you're going to do two little exhales. You're going to go 1, 2. And this hand, this front arm is rotating upward. So you're kind of sawing with that outer edge of your pinky side. The back hand is pressing up this way. So I'm trying to rotate it internally and press that hand up like this, like there's a cup of tea on your palm. So it's not externally, internally, rotating your shoulder forward. So we're going to sit up tall, we're going to go this way. We're going to saw with our front hand, press up with the back hand, and try to saw off your leg. 1, 2. And then reach back up. Lift this time. Rotate, and then exhale, saw. 1, 2. Inhale, lift. Rotate. Exhale, saw. 1, 2. Inhale, lift. Twist and saw. 2. Inhale, one more. Twist and saw. Saw. Inhale, lift. And twist and saw. And saw. And come back to center. Take your hands on the floor, just bounce your knees together. Good. All right, we can stay on the pillow. If you're on a pillow, you don't have to be on the pillow. But you're going to rotate your fingers towards you and try to lean back into your wrists a little bit. Give your fingers a stretch, give your wrists a stretch, and then bend your elbows. And slowly roll back up. So if this is really tight in your shoulders, keep your hands closer to you. You don't have to go as far back. Just take a gentle rock back so you're feeling that wrist stretch and open up. So you're just spreading out the fingers. You can bend the elbows farther if that feels good, and roll back up. So again, we're kind of articulating through the joint, through the wrist, the fingers, the elbow, the shoulder. And just leaning back. Yeah, just see how that feels. Do one more. Leaning back. And pressing up. Now this time we're gonna lean back, open your feet apart a little wider, and try to squeeze your bottom up. And then set your bottom down. And lean back, and press up, and lower, and lean forward. Lean back, press up, lower, come forward. One more time. Lean back, pushing up, and lower, and lean forward. Good. Now we're going to come around to our knees. So you can use that pillow underneath your shins if you need to. Put your hands on the floor. And we're going to do a little tricep bend of the elbows. We're going to try to push the floor away first of all. And then you're going to see if you can pull the elbows down to the floor and then bring them back away from the floor. If you can't go all the way down, just go halfway down. So it's a little push-up for your triceps. And I'm not letting my elbows go out to the sides. I'm pulling my elbows towards my knees, basically. Just see if you can do 5 of those. Bending down, pressing up, bending down, pressing up. Try not to change your spine, just moving your arms. And one more. Bending down and pressing up. Good. Now take your hands a little wider and see if you can move your hips forward just a little bit. And we're going to do another kind of push-up where our arms are going out to the sides now. But your bottom can stay lifted in the air. This is not a full push-up yet. So leaning forward a little bit and then moving down and up. A modified push-up. And just do 5 of those. Bend and push the floor away from you. Bend, push the floor away. Keep your core engaged. One more. Bend, push the floor away. And then let's come back to a child's pose or a stretch that feels good to your back. And just let your head come down. You can also have your arms back here if that feels good. You could be laying on your back, hugging your knees into your chest. Whatever feels nice here. Good. If you are in child's pose, we're going to come up to standing. We're going to be tucking those toes under, lifting your rear end up to the ceiling and stretching your legs a little bit. You could tread your feet up and down. Tight feet. And then start to walk the hands towards the feet. Let your head relax, soften your knees. And we're going to start to walk your hands up your legs, rolling up through the spine slowly. Until you come up to standing, head comes up last, give your shoulders a little roll. Now we're going to just use our roller for a little balance exercise. So I'm going to have you grab your rollers. You can also be holding onto a chair or something nearby. If you want, you can hold onto the wall. But I'm gonna have you try to bring your foot, we've done this in class before back at the studio. We're gonna put the roller on your foot. And we're gonna try to pick the roller up with your foot. So your roller is pushing your hand up to the ceiling as well, but it's really your leg that's doing the lifting. So see if you can do 8 of those. I think we're on 3 or 4. I'll call that 4. 5, 6, 7, 1 more, 8. And try the other leg. You can be holding on to something or not. Or you're just trying to kick up. 2, and trying to kick up without moving your spine, right? Keep your spine lengthened. 4, you might not kick the leg as high as I do, but you can kick it as high as it works for you. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now, we'll stay on that same side. So instead of kicking forward, we're going to push with our hand and slide the foot backwards. So you may just want to go to this position first and just get your balance, get your hips square, get your shoulders square. And then what we're doing is we're moving around this hip joint on our standing leg. So we're hinging forward, sending our femur bone back into that hip socket as our leg goes behind us. So the body moves in one line from your head to your heel. You don't want to think of leg going without your body, but you also don't want to think of body going without your leg. So it's one piece, tipping forward and coming up. I'm starting with my more difficult side. You can also be holding on to something. Woo! And you're in your own home, so you can look a little ridiculous if you need to. But just try to focus on your center, focus on your standing foot, focus on your standing hip, and just see if you can keep that line, that nice long reach through the crown of the head as you tip forward and then come back up. So even as you're coming back up, don't let your foot come up before your head comes up. It's all one piece. Leaning forward and up. Let's try a few on the other leg. So it's on the other foot now. I'm turning around and sliding the leg back. Think of making a sandwich with your hand and your foot and that roller. You're sandwiching that roller between the two. As your hand pushes back, your foot is also kind of pushing into the roller to help you balance. We're on 4. Can't count. I'm trying to focus. 5. Definitely my easier side. 6. 7. And one more. And 8. Whee! All right. Hopefully that worked. All right, give your legs a little shaky shake. Shaky shake. We're going to take our feet wide apart, hands on top of the roller now, and I'm externally rotating. So my toes and knees are both rotating like I'm opening a jar. Yeah. And then we're going to take a little knee bend and straight back up. And when you're bending, you want to think of your spine going up as you go down. So your tail is going down, but your head is reaching up, and you're getting taller. Good. Inhale as you bend. Exhale, grow even taller as you straighten. Inhale and exhale. And you can use the roller or not. You can just lightly put your hands there. But it's kind of a nice reminder of like what your spine is doing. Your spine is this nice long lengthened pole here. One more bend and up. Now we're gonna go halfway down, hold, and just take little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep the knees open. 3, 2, 1, and lift all the way back up. Good, and rotate back to parallel. Just do a little shift of the hips right and left. Give them a little stretch. And let's do a little roll in a circle too. You can bend your knees. Good. And then roll that circle the other way. Very nice. And we're going to do a little stretch. So let's put the roller down on the floor in front of us, because you can put your hands on the roller. We're going to take those arms out and up. Take a nice deep inhale. We're going to roll down through the spine. Try to lift up through the abdominals. Bringing those fingers down to the roller. Good. You can push the roller away from you a little bit if that feels good. You can also bend your knees. We're going to walk our hands over to one side of that roller and just bend your opposite knee. So I'm walking my hands over to the right. I'm bending my left knee, and I'm going to give myself a little stretch here. And then walk back to center, straighten the knees, walk over to the other side, let your head relax, and then bend your opposite knee. Leaning away from your hands. Take a couple deep breaths. And walking back to center, push your feet back to center or your legs back to center. And then we're going to walk your hands up your legs, or you can just lift your belly and roll up through the spine. You can also walk your hands up your legs to roll up until you come all the way up and give your shoulders one more nice big roll. Give everything a little shake. And just see how your body is feeling as I come over and unmute you.